I've always been this not so lovey-dovey when it comes to, now I'm not talking about even with the opposite sex or anything. I'm talking about actual purposeful relationships with people. One of the things I've had to learn is for a friendship to blossom, just take this from me, like free of charge. Take this from Margaret, right? Is that for a friendship to blossom, like I was saying, you both you, like the two parties involved, or maybe even three parties or four parties, whichever way, you need to have the same values. Both of you, both the girl or whatsoever, you need to have the same values for, like, to allow, let me put it this way, misunderstandings will happen, right? In fact, it's bound to happen, both with your friendships, both with your relationships, whichever way, misunderstandings would happen. But one of the things that would reduce your misunderstandings with people and would also make your relationship with people less toxic for you and for the other party is if you have similar values. If you just think big, you're able to, there are no limitations because you have similar values. You're not trying to limit yourself. You're not trying to cover your light and say, oh, let me not be like this so my friend will not be happy. There are relationships like that, really. There are friendships like that where the person says, my friend is like this, maybe I should, let me not do too much. What do you define by doing too much per se? Because there's this friend I have. If I start talking about her now, one of the things that have kept us, right, we were friends since secondary school. One of the things that have kept us until now is values. We have shared values, even though we may be in different departments and all. Our heads still come down to one particular thing because we are big on values. Now, let me deal with the opposite sex, right? There was this guy that I was talking to, and let me say I had a very small level of growth then. Like, I just started growing, let me put it that way. And even though I've never been the relationship person, to be very honest, I've always wanted to just keep to myself based on certain things that must have happened and all of that. So I was just like, I beg, Jerry, especially when it comes to man matter. I'm not a man hater, I beg. I love men, I love women, I love all of you. Please, don't. I just had this belief with guys, and I believe that's from growing up, right? I think I'm saying right too much, but anyway, I'm right. So I've always had the belief that, all guys want to hurt you, they just want to waste your time and all. So yeah, I got to university and there was this guy. They've been guys, there was this guy and we were talking and everything. I liked this guy, I won't even lie. But now, even looking back, asking myself, what did I even like about this guy? I can't really place it as to, okay, Margaret, this is what you like about this guy, that's what you don't like about this guy. I just liked him, irrespective of his flaws and everything. I liked spending time with him and everything. And like I said, I'm big on growth. When I was growing, I wanted him to grow with me as well. We were not in a relationship. We were just friends. We were just talking and everything. But I noticed this guy was not so interested about growing. Whenever I talked about it, it felt like, she has come again, that kind of thing. Even though he was paying attention to me, he was listening. He was giving that listening ear. But what I did not get was the action. So he wasn't taking any action towards growth. It just felt like I was repeating myself over and over and over again with no action taken. Eventually, the friendship began to get toxic. We were having misunderstandings back to back to back to back. It started getting tiring for me, and all human beings are emotional at the end of the day. I'll find myself crying. It was bad though. Now that I think about it, it was actually bad. My chest would be hurting me and I'll be like, oh my God, if this is how people feel, if this is how people feel in, certain situationships, I never want to feel like this. You trip me. I'm not trying to play the victim here. I obviously had my faults, right? There were certain things that I probably did not do right and everything. But to be honest, I just believe that all those misunderstandings kept on popping up, kept on happening back to back to back, because we did not have shared values. We didn't have shared values. We didn't think about the same thing. He was a more sexual person, even though he like wanted to know me and everything. He was a nice guy. Well, I beg, who won't chop nice guy? Like, I'm big on growth. If you are not growing, it's just like a setback. There's this thing my mentors would say. They'll say that age is automatic. It is automatic for you to move on to another age. Next year, I know that I'll be this particular age. Next 2 years, I know I'll be this particular age. Next 3 years. So age is automatic. There's nothing I can do about the fact that I'll be turning a certain age next year. But growth is intentional. It takes you to decide that I want to grow. And I'm not talking about physical growth now, because come rain, come sun, you will grow in terms of body appearance and all of that. But now I'm talking about the mindset. If you are not growing in your mindset, it will always set you back in your relationships with people. Right? So I had to make up my mind, and I told myself that, Margaret, you can't keep on going back and forth, because like I said, we were having misunderstandings too much. Like, it became too often, even based on the smallest things, to the point that the fact that I was growing became a problem. It became a problem to this person, and he would often tease me and be like, okay, maybe when I want to talk to him and all, he'll be like, he's also busy now. He's busy with his growth stuff. And guess what his growth stuff was? Playing PS, like playing football games and all those things. And I was just hurt, because I'm like, God knows I really want to grow with this person. And I did my part. I mean, I spoke to him. I spoke, words to him. I preached to him, making him understand God's word and the likes. But it just felt like all I was saying was just falling on, what they call that thing? Falling on something's back, on animal's back, like that. Any relationship that does not stretch you cannot grow you. Any relationship that does not, let me just put it this way, you guys, he was not impacting me in any way. Even though I tried to impact him, it has to be both ways. That's just it. It can't be one-sided. I can't be the only one learning, seeking to learn, seeking to grow, and you are just there. You are okay with where you are. Maybe you grew up, I'm not even talking about financial background now or whatever. I'm not talking about being rich, because it's possible for you to have the money and still your mind is just something else. You can't even think straight, right? But that's actually just that. Let me look at the question again. So that's that about relationships. I've broken off a lot of friendships, and I will not even say I broke them off intentionally. I would say they just had to break off because we didn't have shared values. A lot of my secondary school friends, we are no longer friends. Because why? Not because we fought, not because we had issues or anything, but because one person decided to seek growth. One person decided, okay, I can't remain in this particular spot all my life. I have to seek more. I know there's more to life. I know there's more that God has to offer me. So why not do what it takes to, get it? No man is an island. No matter where you get to as a person, in business, in academics, in ministry, whatnot. One thing that is so particular is the fact that everybody needs to grow, because you are not only benefiting yourself. In as much as it is for you, it would also help those around you. It would also help people that surround you, because